They will take, they're going to call meeting to order. Order of business to adopt the agenda.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Consent agenda, approved minutes of the April 9th, 19th, and May the 3rd meetings. Any comments on those set minutes?
Motion to
Approved?
approve.
Okay, motion, and second. Thank you. All right, citizens' comments? Yes, sir.
Last month, Tom Brooks Day for snow plowing. I didn't get you. No, sorry, I apologize. Last month, Mary Bellinger was kind enough to recognize me as EMT and offered a crane. And I would like to say thank you, Mary. And so, again, I thanked her in person, but I'd like to thank her here. Also, would like to mention May 30th, June 27th will be CPR classes. Would encourage everyone to attend that. And then there's a first aid class the 19th of July. All of them will be at 11 o'clock. Another note, would like to recognize Officer Grayson Rouse. There was a CPR call, 62 hours ago or something. And what was going on in the background, I have no idea, but things happened. And I know that he and the sheriff's deputy were there doing things. You could just say something and it happened, from the ambulance back to the patient, from the patient out back to the ambulance. So again, I'd like to say thank you to Officer Rouse during this public meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tony Perez at 1043 Alpine Drive. Spoken to Jonathan last week about the speed bumps on Alpine Drive, and was wondering, is there a way we can take them off? Do we have a procedure in place to take them off? No, we don't. Is there a reason for it, or?
Nobody's complaining about it except the speeders that I know of. We can look at it again if that's what you'd like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the speeder situation. I mean, I've been here for a long time, not full time as I am now,
Okay.
but I don't see the speeders. So I was wondering how we got to that point. But what will be my next step is what I'm trying to ask. I'm new at this and I don't know how this whole thing works. But
Well, if I appreciate it if you put something in writing to Jonathan saying what he wants to look at, then we'll figure out how to look at it.
okay,
Because that's the best we can promise is to look at it.
okay,
It's been there since we paved the road.
okay.
We're tourists.
Is there a reason why we're the only street that has them in the whole month?
It's the only one that people had enough straightaway to get up to speed.
Which would be what street that would be? Because I try to go fast and I can't. I mean, fast.
Just to clarify, it's the only town road versus state road, which that's the state's responsibility. There's plenty of straightaway on
Yes.
Skyline.
Because Skyline is a state road.
So, yeah,
And Alpine it's a town road.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know the difference.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know, it's annoying, for one thing, I don't know. I've read a lot about slowing it down, and it doesn't work for that. Because what happens is, 90% of the time, the people that are in a rush will get to it and then speed up twice as fast to get to the next one. Slow down to that one, and then speed up again. So it slows down emergency services. That's another concern that I would have. Because if it doesn't slow down the emergency services, then it serves no purpose. Because it's not slowing down anybody else. You know.
Well, I can promise you we'll look into it.
Okay.
But there are enough people who disagree with what you're saying about slowing it down.
When you say enough people, what's the number that we're looking at?
One's enough for me.
Okay, so one against it is not enough for you?
No.
Not? Why? I don't understand. They have more rights than I do? That one person has more rights than I do? Because I have a lot of people that don't like them,
Okay,
more than one.
okay. And I told you we'd look into it,
Okay.
so I don't know where else we want to go with it.
No, first I don't like your attitude because you have a very negative attitude of what I'm saying. I'm just asking a question.
I apologize if you take it negatively. I don't mean for it to be negative.
Okay. Okay. So you just want me to write something to Jonathan
Yeah.
in writing?
And then I will disseminate it to the 5 council members and we'll deliberate on it. And we're having a community forum. If that's something you would like to talk about during the community forum, that would be a good place to bring it up. So,
Because I don't like the idea that one person is enough to put them on and 5 is not enough to take them off. I don't understand that way of
Well,
thinking.
we're not voting either way.
I understand that, but you just told me that one person is good enough to do it. So we have to have something, some kind of procedure as a town to be able to say, okay, we don't want this anymore.
Okay,
It doesn't work
all
anymore.
right,
So that's all I'm saying.
okay. All I'm saying is we'll look into it, you can write it up and we'll pass it out.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Sunny Hand, 160 Snow Cloud. Back last August or so, July, August, many people were concerned about the exit roads. That was there another way out of South Devil other than this, if there was a problem? And you guys are going to be working on exit strategies that if there was a fire or something in some of the back roads, and I just was wondering how that's coming along after all these months.
You want to just speak?
So on the town website, there is a map of the emergency action plan that we have in place. It has a map of all the town hydrants and all the exit points that we would be using. And we are working on a write-up with a emergency action plan as well.
Right, so how do we get through the gate, like the top end of it, so how do you?
We
get past
have
that?
access to it. The town has access to it.
So who would we call if we needed to?
The police officer, the fire department would have access to it.
Okay. So there's one that way,
Yes, ma'am.
and is there any other,
There's one out of the lakes.
what,
There's one out of the lakes community as well.
down by the lakes, is that way to go to the Stanley's Dam?
Yeah.
And does that go with a car or a bicycle?
I've not driven it, so I don't know for certain, but there is an access point out through there. It's a right of way by the electric company. So it's wide enough to get a vehicle through it, but I don't know, it's not maintained.
It's just sort of like, there's a lot of people, people mention stuff, you're someplace and they're asking, what, did you hear any more? I didn't hear any more, and so I can't sit here really long today, but I said, I would ask, so we just kind of like to know progress of it and people really understand where it's at.
We're working
So it's
we're
on the
working on
website, right? That's what,
it. Yes.
And it's a work in progress, but they put a lot of time into it.
yes.
We can help her with some mapping, doing some mapping and stuff like that, so.
Okay, well, look for it.
And just, I don't, not trying to lessen your concern because it is a valid concern, but one thing that Matt brought up, that one of the fire marshals said that where we're actually located, it's a relatively low-risk areas compared to some other areas. So that, hopefully that'll put your mind a little bit at ease, not to say that.
Those are fire, you mean?
Yeah, fire, and yeah, not to say that anything can happen anywhere, but, when you're playing the odds, it's good to know. I felt better about that. Hopefully that helps others. Anyway.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I'm just gonna piggyback off of Tony.
Okay.
Ginger Asbill, 846 Alpine Drive. The other day, on Saturday, I ended up on Alpine Drive at the first speed bump, and I told them to call the police. But I can't remember if it was like a Mini Cooper or something along that. They actually got, what's the right word, beached on the speed bump. And I was in my truck, and they asked me to help push them off the speed bump. And then I had to get them off the next speed bump higher up on Alpine. And I've seen people who are speeding, like Tony said, speeding down. They're gonna be small cars, they hit those speed bumps, and one of them actually had half of their back tail bumper fall off and drag behind them, and they parked in the condos to try to tape it back on with duct tape and stuff like that. So I'm just since you're piggybacking off of Tony, especially after this weekend, again, I don't see that it's slowing people down, because as Tony says, they speed up, they stop, they go over slow, and then they just plow on through. So, thank you.
I appreciate that input, and that will solicit more input when we discuss it later.
Okay, just wanted to, like I said.
Thank you. Anything else? Okay.
Is there a jurisdiction of roads? Like, is that planning and zoning, is there any public safety? We can have public safety start the conversation on it, get recommendations from them. So we invite anybody that's concerned who can make it to our meetings, that if you want to start there, we can have that committee make a recommendation to the council, and then we can.
When are those meetings?
They're the first Tuesday of the month at 10 o'clock.
There's also public works.
But you're welcome to submit, like, if you want to piggyback with him, or if you, I mean, if there's more people that feel the same way, if you'll give me that information, I can present it to the council, and we'll take a look at it from public safety, and we'll, go from there, if that helps.
Next interview.
Absolutely.
His phone number is.
If you send me an email, I will read
Should I
that.
send it to her first?
If you'll send it to me, I know I'll get it, but if you forward it to her, she can forward it to me. So as many people as you can that feel the same way, if you want to put that in an email with your names on it, I'll present that at the next public safety meeting, and then we'll go from there.
Because we're definitely gonna look into it. It's not an issue for me.
Since we just talked about it, actually the speed bump, since the road's been paved, the speed bump is actually lower.
It's not.
It's, I have a car that doesn't pass. I mean, I scraped the bottom
It's
of my
the
car.
same as it was, I don't know, 3 years ago,
Yes.
before the pavement.
And when they were paving, I actually asked if they were going to like do a gradation to the top,
Yeah,
and no.
And
And this is not my first time standing.
I don't know if I can say this right now or not, but there's a difference between a bump and
Yes.
a pump.
no,
Yes.
yeah, I saw
So if you go down 105 to that other neighborhood, they have a pump. And if you missed it, like if you weren't paying attention, it'll slow you down, but you don't hit your head on the roof or whatever you drive. Here, it's scary when you hit it.
Well,
Like if you forget about it, then it's there for whatever reason.
it'll wake you up, there's no doubt about it.
Yes, it will.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
But again, I don't think it'll slow you down. That's my point. That's all. And again, it's not a meeting for that, but,
No, that's a valid point.
you know. I'm all for safety. You know, we'll put a cop there 24 hours, you know, let you sit there and give tickets. That'll slow people down when you send them, $100 or something bill. The speed bump, it won't do it. I mean, there's studies on that. It just doesn't do it. So,
All right. Any other comment?
Sorry, can I have a question?
No.
No,
No.
shut it down. I didn't know if, like, the car that got beached this past weekend and the one that I saw with the bumper kind of hanging off, if it could be a liability to the town, and that might be more for something for you, but could somebody literally go against the town for damage to a car?
Potentially they could. I think it would be an uphill battle for them.
Okay. It's kind of like the McDonald's hot coffee. You ask for it extra hot, and there's been lawsuits about that too.
There can be lawsuits.
Right.
yeah, you can do
I
it
understand.
anyway, right?
I understand, but, thank you. That's it, I promise.
No, that's why I asked. Appreciate it.
Just he's disappointed that he didn't keep Fraser's record.
Thank you.
No. New business, we need to set public hearing for June the 11th at 5 for the budget ordinance.
So moved.
Second. Okay,
I didn't know one.
all in favor? Alright, okay. Second item of new business, and there's a vacancy on the Board of Adjustment for an alternate member. We discussed this with Quinn, who's chairman of Board of Adjustment, and he recommended very highly,
Okay, is this person currently an alternate?
no,
Okay, why aren't we looking at alternates?
because we don't have him.
What this is, an alternate is what, is the person that was in the seat was an alternate.
Okay.
He wasn't able to fulfill his, so we're
Okay.
replacing him to put a new alternate.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Who is the person?
Michael Zatzlau,
Okay. No, who resigned?
Jim West.
Okay.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay, well, that's a good question. I don't want to rush it. I want to make sure.
No.
Okay.
This last time we kind of skipped over some alternates.
Yeah, so we're filling a vacancy for it.
Oh,
Okay,
Is there a set term?
Yes, this one will end in December of 25. So since it's a vacant seat, he will fill the term of the person that vacated. Correct.
December 25.
Yes, sir.
does anybody have questions or forward this nomination to be appointed as the alternate member of Board of Adjustment?
We need a motion?
Yes, because we got both, so moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that's been done.
Do you want to read the poll? For the town, if this is appropriate for the person who's being appointed is a civil environmental engineer who says with extensive understanding of codes, regulations, good understanding of land use, conservation, and natural resources. So that, I think, for your background, that you have this in front of you, I think that was a quick and easy decision for us.
Thank you. All right, update.
Okay. So we had our annual council workshop and our budget workshops. We have completed the preliminary budget for fiscal year 24-25. It's on the website. There's a copy at Hillary's desk. We'll have our public hearing to discuss that on June 11th at 5 o'clock. So you have a whole month to look at it and decide what you think about it, and then we'll hear your comments. On June 11th, we submitted our first reimbursement request for our water line project. It was a total of $78,000. It should take about 2 months before we receive the reimbursement. Hillary was on one of our local radio stations this month.
I missed that. How come we didn't know that?
I can send you the link.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Okay, I'll, if you guys want it, I'll send it to all of you.
Please.
She did very well.
Our fire chief, he starts his paramedic course on June 11th, so he won't be here for the public hearing. And I think we have another member who has expressed interest in the EMT advance. So we've got some members of our fire department getting continuing education to help the citizens. We talked about this last month, but I'm just trying to get it out there. Watauga County is still in the process of updating our emergency communication system. So once the engineer plans come back, we'll see construction on the new tower, and it's going in the exact same place as the existing tower. Stay up to date on town news and weather. Please subscribe to our text and email notifications on the website. That's where you can find the emergency action map. It's under the fire department tab on our website. We can post it on a banner at some point if that makes it easier for people to find.
That would be good.
Okay. Parks and Rec has their monthly meeting May 16th at 9 a.m. TDA has their scheduled meeting May 21st at 9 a.m. We have a Board of Adjustment meeting scheduled for May 28th at 5:30 p.m. Town Hall will be closed May 27th to observe Memorial Day. We have 2 more trash or debris pickups for Williams. June 16th is the first deadline. October 6th is our last pickup of the year. So you've got 2 more opportunities to get your debris picked up. We're having a Seven Devils Community Forum on June 27th. We ask that you submit topics that you want to be discussed with myself and 2 members of the council. by June 17th, so we got time to gather information. So any concerns you have or any questions for the town, good or bad, we'll be glad to try to answer them the best we can. And our first community forum will be June 7th, or June 27th.
Jonathan, I'll be sending this out on the alerts notification and posting it on the website. I wanted to go to after tonight's meeting.
So that's how you will submit your topics for discussion at the community forum,
Where will it be?
on the website. Our community forum will be at the community center. And Hillary has a write-up, it's online already, it's a write-up on how to submit questions and the procedures we're gonna follow. And then the annual CCR water report is available for viewing, so. That, Hillary's it on the website yet?
Yes, that was posted on the website.
That's it. Any questions?
Talk about the ordinance, budget ordinance.
We can, it's,
Well, just make sure everybody knows where it's listed, because
okay, it's on
make
the
a big effort to get it to everybody.
Okay, it's on our website. There's a printed copy that will be available at Hillary's desk, so if you want to come and see it, or you can come see me and I'll print you a copy and you can take it home and read it and take a look at it. So it's available a month ahead of time, so it gives you plenty of time to review it and have your comments ready for the public hearing. If you want to come and speak to me in the meantime, I'll be glad to explain it to you.
Okay. Anything on committee reports? We had the Board of Adjustment didn't meet, Planning Board minutes, Public Works didn't meet, Public Safety had the draft, Parks and Rec Committee had the minutes there, TDA minutes, the ABC Board, Police and Fire, and the financial report. Do I want to address any item on
I'll just tell you that the ABC store is still going gangbusters. We were over the sales from March of last year, so they're still doing very well.
This in turn things we're doing.
Yeah, just, we get money from that.
anybody else want to comment on any of those minutes? Okay, council comments.
I just have one quick one.
Okay, sir.
Is one thing I just learned today that May is Military Appreciation Month. I think town council would like to recognize all the members of the military. I know Brad served, I don't know if anybody else here served. We also have a parent of someone, so just like to recognize the service, and it is appreciated. So,
Yes, very much so.
I was gonna mention Memorial Day, which is in 2 weeks, and that's for people who have died in service to the country. So if you have a special person that, you know, it's not for me, because I haven't passed away yet. Yeah. All right. Any other council comment?
I'd like to thank Public Works for the pickup. We benefited greatly personally. And a lot of stuff left after a year, thank them, please.
Well, I will, and like I said, there's still 2 more days, so, if you have any debris, just have it out by those deadlines.
Okay. If that's all, if there's no other business to conduct.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.
No, it's not record time, we had one that was a lot faster in December.